Darth Vader issue 41 finds the Scourge spreading even more through Imperial-owned droids, but it still hungers, and while its greatest target has escaped, it now has Darth Vader under its control. Vader fights back and destroys the Scourge infection droid, telling it he has control of it. Vader is overcome by pain as he is electrocuted, alerting the others that Vader has now been disconnected from the Scourge hive. The Scourge discovers that Vader shocked himself with a signal disruptor that separates that Scourge that's inside of his armor from the hive mind. The Scourge knows that Vader wants his power, but if he cuts it off from the whole, he won't get it. Vader lands his shuttle on Murga Shirax, using an Imperial bunker there to make his own infection disc droids, which he uses to infect Scourge droids stationed at the bunker, putting them under his control. The Scourge doesn't understand why Vader has to be in control of them, since they won't give him the power to rival the Emperor. As Vader walks into a ravine, the Empire manages to catch up to him, surrounding him on the cliffs above. The officer tells him that he attacked the Emperor on his own palace grounds, so he is to surrender and return for judgment or face the consequences. Vader wants to face the consequences head-on, pulling the troopers from the ridgeline. The Scourge realizes that Vader can now use the Force through the eyes of the droids he has control over now, using droids that are up on the ridge with the troopers to focus his Force power on the officer and his men, throwing them from the cliffs. The Scourge wonders how many droids he can see through at once, since he's using everything he has to manage just the handful he has in his control, and so far it's working. But if they become fully one being, the Scourge can show how much bigger he can truly be. Vader doesn't care for the Scourge's lies, but the being knows he's not lying, knowing that he's like Lord Vader in that he sees something he wants, he then just takes it. Scourge-controlled ships arrive above Vader, dropping bombs on Vader, but before the shells arrive, Vader uses droids on the ridgeline to intercept them, having them jump onto the shells and explode them in midair. The resulting explosions cover the area in a thick dust, obscuring Vader's eyesight. The Scourge continue to try and convince Vader to join him, since if he doesn't, his mind will break from the pressure of trying to control billions of entities he puts under his control. The droid ships land and Scourge droids disembark, telling Vader the only way for him to win is to join them. Vader ignites his lightsaber, telling the being that he's not joining them at all. The Dark Lord cuts his way through the Scourge and steals the ship, but more give chase. Vader merely shoots them out of the sky, but some get lucky hits in on his ship, causing Vader to crash. Surviving the crash, Vader makes his way back to the bunker, pursued by more heavily armed droids as the Scourge tells him that they both can become impossibly strong, but only if Vader gives up his flesh and embraces the machine in him. Vader tells it that they can do it together under his control though, as he smashes through the bunker door and unleashes his own Scourge disc droids, infecting the pursuing droids and turning them on the Scourge. The new droids Vader feels in his mind begin to cause great strain on him. The Scourge knows it told him what would happen if he took more minds into his, and this is what it means to wield power. Vader collapses from the strain and Scourge tells him to remove his helmet and to let his meat die, since this is his destiny. Vader knows that these are just more lies, seeing what the droid sees and how he wants to be more and turned into flesh, but he fears Vader, so he's trying to make him just a tool. Scourge believes that his fear and hate make him weak, but Vader knows that that's what gives him his power, and being man or machine, it doesn't matter. Vader blasts the droids back with the Force, proclaiming that he is Vader. And that is all. Somewhere in the Outer Rim, a being tells their companions that Vader claims to fight for order, but he only brings chaos. Another wonders if it's his fault or Palpatine's fault, and the other thinks that they are both Sith, so they are both at fault. A heavily armored being tells them that Vader attacked the Emperor and survived, and he is also powerful enough to wipe out a horde of Scourge droids alone. Sly Moore tells Governor Tontaza and Admiral Corleque that the Schism Imperial will bring order. The only question she has is, do they kill Darth Vader or recruit him?